everybody, welcome back to another video, the T on MPD and relationships. Hello everyone, to all of my new subscribers and my new family members. Hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video, family. You know I'm always talking about our weekly live stream. Listen, we are in the Compromise series. I would love to see you in that live stream. Listen, I'd love for you to turn your notification bells on, okay? So that you will be notified when we go live, all right? And sometimes it's on Thursday, sometimes it's Friday, sometimes it might be Saturday or Sunday. But if you have your notification bells on, guess what? You're not going to miss the live, and you won't miss when we have a video released, all right? So I want you all, please turn your notification bells on. The Compromise series has been going awesome, and I'd love for you to get that information, okay? And also, y'all know the goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. If your rocks are with your girl one time, every time, okay? Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that like button for your girl. All right? Can y'all do that for me? It's free. Smash it. Smash that like button. Y'all, and listen, y'all know Seduced by Satan. Huh? Y'all, come on. Pick up your copy of the book today. All right? You will thank me later. Recommend it to your book club. Buy a copy for yourself and somebody else. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. That book right there is going to really show you how a cerebral/somatic narcissist gets down when they got way too much supply on their hands. Okay? All right, y'all. So let's jump into the topic of this video. Okay. I want to talk about when your discard left the narcissist without viable supply. Their struggle is real. Okay. Now, I know y'all probably gonna say, oh, well, you know, the narcissists always have supply. You know, that's something that they're always gonna have and whatever, you know. Okay, whatever. But I beg to differ. Now, there are situations, and those of you that are watching this video probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of y'all, that bird had just done, did it. Okay. They had just, they pushed you to your limit. They have basically done everything that they were big and bad enough to do. And this backwards walking giraffe either forced you to do the discard, or they thought that they was big bad. And that new supply that they had over there was going to be able to cover the bases. Oh, but no. What happens when your discard leave them without viable supply? Y'all, this right here is a bad situation. Okay. And usually what happens in this situation is when the narcissist does have secondary supply, you know, they do. But the secondary supply, they don't know that secondary supply is not going to be enough. Okay. Because remember, narcissists don't have foresight. Okay. They are very manipulative. They know how to work their program and their manipulation, but they're special kind of stupid, because a lot of times they will not properly vet that new supply. Because remember now, narcissists, all of what they're giving you is front loaded. And a lot of times what's happening with these new supplies that they get, that they find out later on is not the business. Okay. Those ones right there were front loaded too. So just like the narcissist was love bombing the new supply was love bombing the narcissist. So they were going back and forth. And you know what? There are a great many of these situations right here where the narcissist has actually attracted another narcissist. They just, look, that bird just got somebody just like them. A backwards flying pigeon with the feathers missing. Okay, just whoo, flowing in the wind. Yes. Yes. And so what happens is when your discard leaves them without viable supply. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you can move to the moon, it's still too close. Okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. You're going to have to find a rocket that's going to take you maybe to Neptune or Saturn somewhere, because that narcissist is going to be hot on your trail. I'm going to tell you right now, you are not getting ready to get rid of that, because what's going to happen is, this is what you're going to see. Now, once you're gone, it doesn't take a narcissist long. If you discarded them, they're already on your trail. Okay. If they discarded you, once they find out that that new supply is not a viable supply and it's not going to be able to cut it for them, you are definitely at this point, the narcissist is not going to really try to, especially if they discarded you, they're not going to try to even go through a secondary source to get to you. Because the desperation is so much so that they can't risk this to one of the flying monkeys. They can't risk trying to contact you through another associate or family member. They gonna come directly to you. This is where they don't have any shame. They don't have any shame. Why? Because the fuel level and the dopamine levels are dropping fast. And guess what? That supply doesn't have what it takes to bring them back up and bring them to that level of happy and content like you did. See, the fools don't understand. And I have to say it because whenever you're dealing with a foolish person, then foolish people do foolish things. Okay. And so they don't understand that the whole supply was working off of the main supply, and then every other supply. I explained this to y'all before, how the fuel supply works, that other supply was working for them because you were still in the picture. Now you're no longer in the picture. Guess what? It doesn't work like that anymore. So now, the narcissist finds it like this. There's no fun when there's no one to cheat on. And what you got to understand about a narcissist is the dopamine hit is just that much more potent. Okay. When they can have a new supply in addition to your supply. Okay. That's like when you're still there with them. So what happens is, yes, you're going to see the desperation. You're going to see the calls. And I'm talking about if you have blocked them, they are now going to, they're not trying to risk going through someone else, because at this point, their ego is bruised. It is, but it's not bruised enough for them to not try it on their own. Because see, they don't want to risk somebody else messing it up. They come directly to you. I know y'all gonna drop a comment below. This is where you will find them in that desperation. They will begin to apologize for everything that they did. They'll leave voicemails even if they're blocked. Okay. They will leave voicemails apologizing for stuff that they did years ago. They apologize for stuff that they didn't even do. Okay. At this point, they're going to apologize for the dog, the cat, the squirrel, the rhino, the giraffe. Everybody. Okay. They apologizing for everything. Now, it's not an authentic apology, and they're never telling you what they did. Okay. They're not telling you, because that's a true apology. I'm apologizing for this and X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. No. They're not going to do that. They are going to absolutely, what they're going to do is they're going to say that they're sorry that they made you feel like this. They're sorry that that they took you through these different changes, and they're going to be better this time. Oh, the future faking is getting ready to be on a whole nother level. Baby, I'm gonna make sure that you get that picket fence, that white picket fence with a whole mansion behind it. First of all, a mansion ain't gonna be in the back of a white picket fence. A mansion is gonna be in the back of some gates. Okay? Yeah. So, but this is how crazy they are. This is the stuff that they gonna tell you. They're going to tell you, if you wanted a kid, we're going to have 15 children. If you wanted a car, we're going to get you a fleet. If you wanted a bicycle, we're going to buy you the store. You know what I'm saying? All of that. The future faking is going to be on a whole nother level, because the clowns cannot get down without the supply. Okay. And the family ain't gonna do it. That ain't cutting it for them, because see, narcissists, they have that chemical imbalance. And the thing that brings a narcissist because they go into a depressive mode really quickly and easily. Like that's a everyday cycle for them. Okay. So nothing brings that dopamine up and all of those chemical levels up that's going to cause them to be on an upswing. Nothing brings it up like sex. Okay. And being able to do it with a viable supply, or having a viable supply to cheat on. So basically having you at the house and being able to cheat with the other person. That right there is prime for a narcissist. Okay. So if you are one of these lucky people, or you know what we call, if you're one of these people that this is your situation. All right. I told y'all before, you got a fan for life. And not only that, it doesn't matter what you say to this narcissist around this time. You can tell them off. You can cuss them out. You can tell them you going to do whatever, this and that, and the other, whatever you going to tell them. It don't even matter. It's gonna be like water on a duck's back. You treated me like this. You treated me like that, and they gonna have an excuse for everything. They gonna tell you they so sorry, and I promise you it'll never happen again. I promise you'll never have to say this to me again, and blah 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 blah. I just need you. I just need you. I can't live without all that. All of that. All of that. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens. That's what happens. All of that. And I'm going to tell you something. If you let the bird come back 2 days later, you're going to be sorry. I promise you. Give it about a good hot week. You'll be getting on here saying, T, man, did you ever tell me the truth on that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is what it is. Because when they don't have viable supply, these clowns are going to struggle. I mean, the struggle gets absolutely real. Because they are not going to trust somebody else trying to reach out to you. Their ego is bruised. Yeah, they took a narcissistic injury. They'll punish you for that later. But right now, they got to get you back on board. Okay? So don't fall for the okie doke. Keep it moving. Go on about your business. They gone now. Let them stay out there. All right, family. So listen, y'all take really good care of yourselves. All right. I will see you all on the next video, fam. I love y'all. And I will see you on the next video. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.